coconut high into the air toward the basket, but all that did was knock the basket over. Next, Pua put the basket on top of a stick. Then he backed up and took a running start. Pua jumped onto the stick, and the basket went flying through the air. Plop! It fell to the ground. But the basket was still tightly shut. Pua had to think of another idea, and fast. He had to get the anklet to Moana in time for the feast. On the ground, he saw a long vine. He picked it up and trotted back to the basket. Pua looped the vine around the basket and dragged it along, running as fast as he could. Heihei's legs slipped out, and he ran to keep up. When Pua heard music, he knew the feast was about to begin. He had to do something drastic. He dragged the basket toward a slender tree and tossed it onto a branch. Then he jumped up after it. When Pua bounced on the branch, Heihei's basket flew into the air and then back down to the branch again. The higher Pua bounced, the higher the basket flew. Finally, Pua bounced so high that the branch flung the basket straight into him. The two animals soared through the air. Pua and Heihei squealed and clucked. When they hit the ground, the basket finally opened. Pua was thrilled. He could get the anklet to Moana. But the force of the fall caused them to roll, and roll, and roll, right into a large fishing net. Though the feast had started, Pua and Heihei rolled right up to Moana. Moana untangled them and gasped when she saw the anklet around Pua's snout. "You found it," she said, giving him a big hug. Later that evening, Moana gave Chief Tui the anklet, and he proudly put it on. "I love it," he said. As Moana and her father hugged, Pua heard a strange sound. It was Heihei. The rooster couldn't cluck because his beak was buried in a piece of driftwood. He'd also gotten tangled up in pieces of the basket again. Fortunately, Pua had become an expert at getting Heihei out of tricky situations. The Aristocats. The Surprise Party. Early one morning, Thomas O'Malley yawned, stretched, and found 3 little kittens jumping on his bed. Marie, Berlioz, and Toulouse began to sing cheerily, while Duchess presented O'Malley with a dish of cream. "Happy birthday!" the cats sang out. "Happy birthday to you, dear Abraham de Lacy Giuseppe Casey Thomas O'Malley!" "Now, children," Duchess began, "who wants to give Thomas his birthday present first?" I do, Toulouse replied. "Follow me, Mr. O'Malley." "Yeah," said Berlioz, "follow him." As soon as O'Malley's back was turned, Duchess whispered to Berlioz and Marie, "Come, children, let's get on with our plans for Thomas's surprise party." Toulouse led O'Malley into the sunroom. "This is where I do my greatest work," Toulouse announced. "And today I'm gonna paint your portrait. Face this way, please, and don't move." Squish, splurt, splat. Toulouse began squirting paint from various tubes. O'Malley was so busy watching Toulouse that he didn't see what was happening behind him. A little while later, Toulouse finished his painting and presented it proudly to O'Malley. "That's real swell, Toulouse," O'Malley said. "I don't suppose you could teach me how to do that." "Sure," Toulouse replied. "I can teach ya." He smothered a smile. The birthday surprise plans were right on track. Toulouse showed O'Malley how to mix paints to get different colors. Then they outlined a picture. Finally, they painted and painted and painted. "I never had such birthday fun in my life," O'Malley said when they were finished. "I can't wait to show this to Scat Cat and the band when we jam." Just then, Marie and Berlioz walked into the room. Our turn, Marie said to O'Malley, climbing to her spot atop the piano. "Would you like to hear some scales and arpeggios?" "We planned a special birthday song just for you," Berlioz said. "Want to hear it?" "Well, sure I do," O'Malley said. Berlioz cracked his toes while Marie moved to the other side of the piano and sat up straight. She made sure O'Malley was looking at her.